Alright, little twins. We are back. We're back. Okay? It's time. Idiot streamers who got caught cheating live. Why are you a live streamer cheating, bro? It's the dumbest thing, bro. It's live. You think people are gonna notice you? But let's get into it, man. Let's get into it before I get mad and get pissed off, man.
From using aimbot during a live CSGO tournament to completing Super Mario 64 with a see-through blindfold, these are the dumbest streamers who are caught in 4K cheating, beginning with Elm0, who accidentally left his aimbot on whilst trying out for a professional esports team. Up until this point, Elm0 had built up a respectable 3,000 Twitch followers for his impressive Apex Legends gameplay. However, while trialing for the pro team Zenith, judges noticed that his aim was almost too impressive.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. That's
while this first kill was
that's crazy. This clip right here is crazy. I played Apex before, and I was very good at Apex. I was very good. Nigga, I could have been pro too, but yeah,
probably still possible without aimbot. His next kill was significantly more suspicious.
That doesn't look that suspicious though.
Through the wall as if
that low-key doesn't look too suspicious. Like, I had really good aim in Apex as well. And, like, I don't know, man. Even I have niggas, it was in my freaking, PlayStation chat or whatever. Like, oh, bro, it's cheating. No, nigga, I'm just better than you. That's literally it, nigga. You suck, and I'm better than you.
He already knew where the enemy was before locking onto the player with near perfect accuracy. Elm0 was instantly called out in a Twitter post reading, "How are people streaming cheats in Scrims LMAO?" which received a response explaining that he was known for cheating on PUBG in the past.
One of my accounts was banned from PUBG. I was banned by the PUBG Corp for, my ban message said hacking.
Determined to expose Elm0 for good, another clip was tweeted of him warming up for the match, in which his aim was once again robotically accurate, and with the evidence seeming conclusive, Zenith Esports would make a tweet explaining that Elm0 was not contracted with us and has been removed from our trial process, which was followed by Elm0 deleting all of his social media before disappearing from the internet.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. That just makes you look even worse, bro. It's just like, bro, if you get outed for cheating, bro, just keep cheating, bro. Don't double down. They'll be like, oh no, I wasn't cheating. This is just how I aim. Nigga, if everyone's against you, bro, just keep doing it. Keep doing it until niggas is not against you. Until niggas is like, alright, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of these niggas, a lot of these streamers who like use cheats, they can't get away with it because they're not entertaining. They're literally losers, bro. They haven't took a shower in 3 days. That's why they can't get away with it. That's literally it. Because imagine if you were cheating at like fucking DayZ or Apex, right? But you were entertaining. Nobody would pay attention to that. But since you're not that, you just suck. That makes sense, right, chat? I'm pretty sure that's chat. Does that make sense? I'm pretty sure it makes sense to me. Right? Or am I right? Am I true?
0311 was even stupider, as after going live playing the game Destiny 2, he'd forget to hide the aimbot program altogether. At the time, he was streaming to a small audience of only 16 people, however this was enough for one of his viewers to notice the fishy gameplay, writing in the chat, "Is that aimbot? On your screen it has like red squares around them." Semper was dumb enough to read the comments out loud.
"My screen has red squares around them."
And after pretending to be confused for a couple of seconds, the stream ended abruptly and the footage was deleted. In the days that followed, Semper denied cheating and threatened to ban anyone bringing it up.
"No, it's not. No, it's not. And I didn't, dude. If you want to get banned, you can keep saying that."
Yet after being pressured by the audience, Semper admitted to cheating in the weakest way possible.
"There was wall hacks on my computer yesterday on stream. Like, I'm not denying that. I just don't know how they got there."
However, at least Semper eventually admitted to some kind of wrongdoing,
bro.
as the next person blamed her cheat.
"I denied that. I don't know how they got there." You stupid ass, man. You know they got there, man. You bought the program. Kidding me?
Cheating on a non-existent person. The streamer in question went by the name of Miss Q Gemini, and just prior to being exposed, she'd state that people often called her a cheater simply because she was female.
You know what's really sad? That sometimes, because I'm female in Counter-Strike, people are like, "You're cheating!"
However, the real reason behind why she was called a cheater revealed itself just minutes later, as she'd begin her first
Me no cheat. Me no cheat. Me just good. Me no cheat. Me just good. Stupid ass. That's how you sound like, shorty.
CSGO game of the stream with wall hacks enabled.
Ah, what? They're mid. Mid.
Today, I'm going back to the-
After dying in the game, she'd come to notice her colossal sized mistake and attempted to play the whole thing off by stating that she had some weird glitch.
Do you guys ever get that weird glitch in CS:GO where it shows your rank? That it shows everyone's rank. I played the other day with Rock, and he got that, and now I have it. I don't know why. It's weird.
Which was then followed by Miss Q Gemini, stating that someone named Clara had been playing on her computer earlier that day.
Wait, Clara! Hold on. Clara, give me 1 second. Clara, let me just message this girl. Give me 1 second. Why is this on my computer right now? Where is this? How do I close this? I need to text my friend Clara right now. She was
Bro, they're so bad at lying, bro. Like, if you're gonna lie, at least be good at it, bro. Like, and I feel like lying is like the easiest thing to do, bro. It's so easy, bro. You say something with confidence, anyone's gonna believe you. But they have no confidence. That's why they can't lie right. That's why they just double down. And they're just like, oh, they start panicking, man, because they have no confidence.
my house earlier today. I'm literally gonna kill her. She promised me she didn't use it on my PC. Clara, out of all people, this is what happens when you let people use your PC.
Realizing that there was no getting out of this, Miss Q Gemini began to trade all of her items to a brand new account, yet unfortunately this wouldn't stop a Twitch ban, which happened later that day. And while it's certainly shameless to blame a
I ain't
friend
gonna
for
lie,
hacks on
I don't like that sound. Which happened later that day. TOS, boy.
your computer, it's not nearly as shameless as aimbotting during a professional CSGO tournament, which is what would happen in the case of Optic Forsaken.
Optic
joined the Indian Optic group in May 2018, and in the 5 games played after joining, Forsaken had always placed either second or first. While many assume that Forsaken was nothing more than a very talented player, it will be after flying to a $100,000 prized professional tournament in Shanghai, China, that Optic Forsaken was exposed brutally. The tournament began with Forsaken taking live.
Was exposed brutally. Stupid ass, man. They gonna be dumb as hell, man. Let's get back into it, though.
Large breaks in the warm-up rounds, as if he was trying to set something up on his computer in the background, yet it would only be after the main matches began that Forsaken's plays became incredibly suspicious.
Drink some water, chat. Drink your water.
This first strange flick into the ground was followed by countless examples of him locking perfectly onto the enemy.
Yeah, that's kind of suspicious. Like,
And while there was
generally, that's pretty suspicious because, like, I'm pretty good at FPS games, aka first-person shooters. I'm pretty good at that. I don't think I've ever locked in ever like this before. So this is definitely, like, really suspicious, yo.
chance that some of these kills could still be made by a high-level player, it will be with one final matchup that Forsaken's aimbot became obvious. After locking onto the enemy through a wall, event organizers called a timeout, and officials made their way over to Forsaken's computer to figure out if he was cheating. At first, Forsaken refused access to his computer, however the officials would ignore this and look anyway, during which Forsaken kept pushing them away from his computer while he tried to delete the aimbot right in front of their faces. Despite having traveled all the way from India, Forsaken and the whole Optic team were instantly disqualified from the tournament, which became even worse when Forsaken issued a public statement explaining that neither his team.
I would be, like, genuinely though, I would be so heated if one stupid nigga in my team was cheating and then, like, we all get banned for it, bro. Like, just publicly stone him and just let us play the game, right?
Manager or coach had even the faintest idea that he was hacking. The scandal eventually resulted in Optic India shutting down altogether.
I'd be so
Forsaken
mad,
isn't
bro.
the only person in this video to cheat in a professional tournament, because during a professional Fortnite tournament with a $500,000 prize, the following scenario happened to a player by the name of Marky Locuris.
Why is he not going
Despite
down?
being down and finished countless times by his opponent, a glitch prevented Marky from being eliminated. Whilst being revived, Marky told his teammate to keep quiet about what had happened, which was followed by the two unfairly killing the player who had downed Marky originally. After continuing to play normally, Marky was approached by event organizers who asked him to leave the match, yet he'd refused, stating that what had happened was a glitch and was part of the game. While he would eventually give up and leave, this prompted discussion online about whether Marky had cheated or not.
He definitely
I don't think he was
cheated.
cheating. I think he just went with it. All these kids saying he wasn't cheating. He knew he wasn't taking damage and got revived and continued the game even though he should have died. That's considered an exploit and is cheating. Fun fact, the first clip was actually a glitch, but he decided to abuse it. There was certainly an argument for whether or not Marky's behavior constituted cheating. However, the same couldn't be said for Captain Baldy, who accidentally showed his aimbot whilst trying to prove that he wasn't cheating. Up until this point, Captain Baldy had built up a Warzone kill death ratio of over 2, yet similar to the Apex Legends player in the beginning, Captain Baldy would be called out on Twitter after locking onto an enemy who was running behind a wall. Another clip then surfaced where Captain Baldy displayed suspiciously accurate shooting, and as a result, his chat began to fill with people calling him a cheater. Determined to prove his innocence, Captain Baldy agreed to show his task manager, yet hilariously seemed to instead tap the key which brought up his cheat menu.
Task manager? Yo, they want my task manager? Hold up. Control delete. No, control delete task manager.
What an idiot.
The chat then mocked Captain Baldy relentlessly, which was followed by a live Warzone ban later in the stream.
Disconnected from COD.
No way.
Damn.
With the Captain Baldy saga ending with the deletion of his entire Twitch channel. Getting caught while checking the task manager was a trend continued by Call of Duty streamer Young, although he didn't take his expose as humbly as Captain Baldy did. Young's viewers noticed that he always seemed to know where the enemy was coming from, so just like our last cheater, the audience requested that he show his task manager. Now, Young wasn't dumb enough to bring up the entire cheat menu, however, after accessing the task manager, his stream display bugged out and showed a second window where his hacks could be seen clearly. After being banned from Call of Duty, Young would take to his Twitter, on which he'd make an idiotically arrogant tweet reading, "Got mad free press tonight, over 2k views overall. Some people even posted my gameplay online. Thanks for the shoutouts, people, really appreciate the help." Although these 2,000 views worth of free press didn't contribute to the long-term growth of his career, as Young hasn't gone live on Twitch ever since. However, Young still looks like a genius in comparison to Twisted Bear, whose Twitch description boldly claimed that he was the top Modern Warfare player. The reason for this claim would become apparent in July of 2020 when he'd go live displaying his skills, only he completely forgot that he had his wall hacks on. The end to Twisted Bear's career was then unbelievably quick. He was banned
What a
from Call of Duty,
dumbass.
then Twitch, and was never heard from ever again. But this is what separates Twisted Bear from the next cheater, Mr. Golds, who made a much larger spectacle over his cheating ban. Mr. Golds was a much more significant figure in the Call of Duty community, sporting a Twitch follower count of over 50,000. During a live stream to an audience of approximately 1,700 people, Mr. Golds brought up his task manager before beginning to brag about how he was so good at Call of Duty that he didn't need to cheat.
Is it the first time you see someone good at the game? Have you ever seen anyone playing like me? It's like seriously.
Although he didn't seem to notice that he'd also accidentally brought up his cheat menu, on which he had aim at enemies turned on. Despite having 1,800 viewers at the time, almost nobody was talking in the chat or calling him out for it, showing that he was probably also viewbotting. However, while the chat remained pretty quiet, the incident was shared on Twitter where it received over 2.
This dude was freaking viewbotting and then using cheats at the same time, bro. What an absolute idiot, bro. Like, it's not that serious, bro. This live streaming, this Twitch streaming, YouTube streaming, TikTok streaming, it's not that serious, bro. Like, you don't gotta view bot, gang. A lot of these niggas, bro, they have no confidence. They're afraid to say what they actually want to say because they're worried about other people, like, trying to cancel them or whatever. And on top of that, a lot of these niggas are not entertaining. They're not funny. That's why they view bot, man. And it's just like, bro, like, you don't gotta do all that, bro. Just build up some aura, man. Build up some aura, build up some personality, and just go crazy. You don't gotta view bot, you don't gotta cheat, bro. Like, you could be trash at a game, bro. Like, dude, I played Poppy Playtime, bro. I'm absolutely trash at scary games. I'm gonna keep it a beans, get that Wowski. I suck at scary games. But I'm entertaining to the point where I could still have people in here watching me, and they won't care that I'm trash. Like, it'll just be funny to them. But these niggas, they just trash at every aspect of life, man. That's about it.
1,000 likes and 700 retweets. After being temporarily banned from Call of Duty and Twitch, Mr. Golds would upload an apology video in which he'd state that he didn't mean to download the cheats.
I truly am sorry about it. I didn't mean to.
What does he mean, I didn't mean to? You don't download and use cheats without meaning to. I mean,
exactly.
Come on, buddy.
Before going on to try and convince his audience that this wasn't who he was,
This is not who I am. This is really not who I am.
despite having cheated for months in the lead up to his expose. These days, Mr. Gold's Twitch channel is an advertisement for big cryptocurrency giveaways from Tesla, which sounds like an even bigger scam than his wall hacks. However, a more interesting question to ponder is what happens when a game developer gets caught cheating on his own game. This is what happened to Autonil, the H1Z1 technical director, who was caught using invisibility whilst live on stream.
You can't see me? Oh my god, am I hidden? Oh my god.
Yet, judging from his reaction, the cheat had definitely been left on accidentally.
Oh my god. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry, guys.
Damn, I actually feel for the dev. You can tell he felt really bad. Poor guy, lol. However, there was absolutely no accidents coming from FaZe Jarvis, who was given a lifetime ban on Fortnite after cheating publicly. On the 4th of November 2019, FaZe Jarvis would upload a video titled Fortnite Gave Me Aimbot, in which he'd explained that he was given hacks by an unknown person in random duos.
Something crazy actually happened. I got in a random duos game, and he was telling me like he can get aimbot and everything.
And that he was going to test the hacks for his video.
This is what happens. Look. Aimbot, FOV, aimbot. I don't know what half this stuff means, but it's actually about to be lit. We're about to pop off.
Over the following 7 minutes, Jarvis lit up every single person in the lobby with his insane aimbot accuracy.
Oh my gosh, man. Oh, oh. I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what?
Whilst explaining that he was using a new account and a new computer so he wouldn't get banned.
Obviously, I don't want to have aimbot on my main account. I had to go on a new PC. Like, I don't want to get my main PC banned.
Jarvis finished the video by once again reiterating that you shouldn't hack and that his dummy account was most certainly going to get banned.
Never use aimbot, okay? Never do it. You're gonna get banned. I'm 100% gonna get banned on this account.
Yet he probably didn't expect that Fortnite would watch his video and ban every single one of his accounts permanently.
Damn!
In the days that followed, Jarvis would upload a new video titled I've been banned from Fortnite, I'm sorry, in which he'd explained that he could no longer play the game.
I've actually been permanently banned on Fortnite for life. Recently, I posted some videos of me using aimbot. It didn't even cross my mind to think that I could be banned for life on Fortnite.
Before stating that he was extremely sorry for his actions.
You know, it's obvious that I made a massive mistake. And of course, I would never think about doing anything like this again. I know now how big of a mistake this was, and like, it's just, there's nothing I can...
The video
This stupid ass nigga crying, bro. He ain't sorry, man. I don't believe anybody crying on the internet and like, bro, it takes a different type of punk to just cry on the internet and then upload that video. Like, I understand if you're live streaming and like you hit a certain goal and you start crying because like you finally hit this goal, but like to the people who just they start crying on the internet and then they look at their video, rewatch it, and they hit click to post, bro, you're a punk, bro. That's not real, gang. If you want to actually make it a real apology video, do it live. Absolutely do it live, bro. Nobody's gonna believe you doing all this and you hit post like me. You edit the video, edit your crying, like all that, bro. Nobody's gonna believe that, bro.
Accompanied a tweet by Jarvis reading, I'm going to take accountability for my actions and I understand completely why this has happened. I just wish I had known how severe the consequences were at the time and I would have never thought about doing it. I love all of you who still support me. This is not the end. And while Jarvis did seem quite apologetic for his actions, Fortnite would make an example out of Jarvis by banning any new accounts that he tried to create. The interesting thing is Jarvis's punishment was still less severe than Super Fast Jellyfish, who might have the craziest cheating backstory in this whole video. Superfast Jellyfish was a Super Mario 64 speedrunner who wanted to join the exclusive 9-person list of Super Mario players who had completed the game whilst blindfolded. In the lead up to his blindfolded attempts, Superfast Jellyfish had been playing Super Mario 64 for 3.5 years, leading him to believe that he had enough experience to beat the game without eyesight, and apparently he was correct, as he'd successfully complete the blindfolded challenge after only 3 tries. However, his ability to complete the challenge with such ease prompted a user by the name of Charlie Brown 64 to upload a video titled Obvious Cheater Fakes Blindfolded Super Mario 64 Speedrun, in which he tears Superfast Jellyfish's run to absolute shreds.
Only a true gamer such as this man would be able to somehow sidestep this Goomba, quickly make his way up the path, and then do this long jump to the next red, all completely blindfolded, and with absolutely no setup necessary. Not only does he somehow know exactly where the 1-up box is, but he also knows exactly what direction the 1-up will go in once it spawns, something completely determined by RNG. Then, after chasing it on a moving platform for a completely arbitrary amount of time, he somehow knows exactly when and where to jump to the left. Watch now as he somehow knows exactly where he is on the spinning platform and knows exactly where the first pole is. Again, anyone who was actually blindfolded here would have probably just kept holding left and run off. However, this guy is able to make a completely random amount of adjustments to make it onto the pole.
19 days after Charlie Brown would upload his expose, Superfast Jellyfish uploaded a bizarre apology video in which he tried to claim that the run had been faked deliberately.
That speed run was purposely fake. It was purposely fake.
Yet nobody seemed to buy any of his lies, as Superfast Jellyfish's time in the spotlight ended with a dislike ratio of over 95%.
Dang, dude. Who else do you know that has a video out with over like 300,000 views who gets 1,000 likes and then 30,000 dislikes, bro? Like, bro, niggas not fuck with you, bro. You might as well find a tall cliff and just free fall for real in GTA, obviously.